can get through this. After Bill passed, Coach Bilderbeck asked me if I would be willing to say a few words here about growing up in Paddy Creek. It's my privilege to be here today with Butch and Carol, my extended family, to talk about a little bit of my remembrances of Burl. Paddy Creek was such a special place, and I didn't even know it until years later. I just thought the whole world was like Paddy Creek. My first remembrances of Burl, when I lived 4 houses over from Butchie, and we'd go over and watch TV on Sunday night. Watch the Range Rider and the Cisco Kid. And Brill would come out and make sure we minded our P's and Q's, and we weren't destroying the house, and we weren't beating on each other. Later, she was my den mother as a Cub Scout, and we used to work in the basement on Cub Scout projects. And when they got too big to be accomplished in the basement, we'd migrate to the backyard. And she was always encouraging the creative side of us to really think back in the day, but she also had the patience with the young children that we don't see this today. And then later, at the swimming hole behind Paddy Creek, she would come down and lifeguard for us so that we wouldn't get in any trouble, except for Bruce. And Burl, I made sure he didn't have any matches today, so he's not going to burn the place down. Later, she took me trout fishing one day over here at Batson's River. So the night before, we dug up all the night crawlers, figured out how many we needed, went over there, we stood on this rock, we put the worms on the hook, wet the worms, and we killed a whole lot of worms that day. And there are no trout in Batson's River, and that cured me of trout fishing. Later on, she opened the Captain's, and they would rent the house at Paddy Creek and go live over the Captain's, and I would get to go down there and do a sleepover or stay overnight or whatever. And I just really loved that because I could sneak down the back steps, knock on the back door where the kitchen was, and go in and get a quart of clams and a quart of fries and run back upstairs, and they were the best damn clams in this country. Still, there's nothing like them. I'll never forget that. Then she moved up to the log cabin, and when I would come home, she was never judgmental of me when I came home of things I may have done in the service of my country. So she was always the first place that I would come and visit. And when Barbie and I were courting, we went up, and I do remember about the squirrel now, Carol, thank you. We went up there, and as always, there was a bushel basket of fresh caught lobsters, there was a pot on the stove, and she told Barbie, put one in the pot. And then later, Barbie asked her if she could have another one, and she said, "Dear, in this house, you don't have to ask." And she just plopped another one in a pot, and Burl looked at me and says, "She's a keeper." So I married her. The last remembrance I had of Burl, Barbie and I were here, and we went to her house during the earthquake. The earthquake in Maine? You know, go figure. You know? Carol, Butch, I'd like to thank you so much for sharing your mom with me. She was like my adopted mother. She enriched my life, and she was a constant in my life as well. Burl, I love you, and I will miss you.